with this Power Hour for today. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. We appreciate you setting aside some time to join us for this Power Hour. Really appreciate it. We'll be going with the TBC Power Hour Simplified Plan View Printing in TBC 2026. I see we have a typo there, Marcus. We've just got to fix that up. .10. With me is Marcus today and myself. We'll be running you through this Power Hour. As per usual, we'll go through the slides. Please add any and all questions to the Q&A in your Zoom toolbar. If you don't see it, just click on the More icon and it will pop up with a few more options. Please select the Q&A. The chat does not record anybody's email addresses and so if we don't get through all your questions, we won't be able to reach out to you afterwards. So please do add it. That'll be great if you can do that and not use the chat. I will also be launching a quick 3-question poll for you guys, if you don't mind. We'd just like some feedback to see what interest would there be in some Power Hour topics. So please have a look at it. There's only 3 quick questions that I need you to answer. So I will launch that now. And while you watch this, if you don't mind, please just go through those 3. It will be greatly appreciated. We like to get your feedback, and that will help us with some topics going forward for these Power Hours. With that, Marcus, the next slide. There we go. Myself, Albert Wolff, your Technical Product Manager, been around for a while. I'm hoping that you've seen me doing quite a few of these. With me today is Marcus. This is not his first time here, Marcus. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you can quickly introduce yourself to everyone.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. I'm Marcus Otto Hahn. I am with Trimble since 25 years. And since 2 years, I'm market lead for TBC regarding cut and drafting.
Thank you, Marcus. Marcus will be running through the Power Hour for us. With that, I think, Marcus, you are good to go. I don't think there's anything else from my side. So thank you very much, Marcus, and over to you.
Thank you, Albert. Okay, the reason or the starting point for this Power Hour was all the times when in the last years I talked to people and asked them about plotting in TBC. They mentioned words like clunky or cumbersome or painful even. And that let me somehow define my mission to simplify this, to increase the productivity regarding delivery creation in TBC. And in the first place, I focused for 2026.10 together with my team on plan view plotting. And this is how this functionality and this Power Hour came together. And what we are looking at is at first, so we're increasing the complexity step by step. We are starting with simple plots. Then I tell you and show you a little bit what templates can do regarding automatization. Then we increase a little bit the speed by creating multiple plots at once. And finally, I will show you how I would create a detailed plan, and then I give back to Albert for closing words and some resource information. Yeah, and with this said, I directly get into TBC. Here, that's my data set that we are using. It's the Trimble site in Westminster, Colorado. And first of all, before we start with a new functionality, I show you how I would start generally when I go into a cut plotting functionality. I would go to the current filter, and there at the very bottom, there's a option called show feature symbol only. And if this is checked, it switches off a lot of other functionality that is above. So it's if the point IDs are displayed, they are switched off. The feature code, elevation, and the quality markers as well on the screen, and so I get a clean cut plot at the beginning. So now let's get in the middle of the new functionality, and it's all about this new command called print plan view. I started here in the drafting ribbon. Here we got it, and as we started, you see that already from the very start, you get a preview of the workspace, the map space, whatever, the area that shall be plotted. And let's get into the command here. We've got currently no template. I will start without template and make my first plot, naming it just plot. And then in that expandable group called workspace size, I can define the area I want to plot. Here I got several commands, formats to choose. You see how the preview aligns with that. I can display the dimension here in ground dimensions or in sheet dimensions, and can rotate it if I want. I think I choose a smaller one for the start. And this all corresponds again with the scale. If I choose smaller scale, the area that can be plotted in that. So I choose a smaller scale number. The scale gets bigger, so the preview gets smaller. The preview area gets smaller. Yeah, having defined all of this, it's more about the placement. I get into the location field, and then I can position the center of that preview. After having clicked here, I can rotate it as I want. As you know, you can always enter something here in the control if you want, and then there are additional options. Let's start with no grid. That's a current view filter as well. We talk about plan sets later. Currently it's auto-generated. And the last thing I want to do is to choose a layer on which the boundary will be created. That's it. Here got at the bottom there are two buttons, the create and the print button. We first try what happens if I press create. And you see that print plan view closes. You get into a new view called sheet view. This is the preview of the plot, where you can as well do annotations later. And the simplest way to get to a printout or to a PDF is then click this small button at the very bottom right, and check this print to PDF if I want to create a PDF, and then by clicking OK, the PDF creation runs. That's the first simple workflow to get to a fast outprint. And now I do a small variation of this. Again, get to print plan view. Call it window plot. So there's always a name given, plan view 1, plan view 2. Sometimes this works, but I would recommend to use speaking name, just to keep the overview. And what I want to show you is that window plot is, I just zoom anywhere here to the basketball court. Then I choose here current window. Then you see that the preview covers the current window. And then I maybe add a grid this time. And this time as well, I try this print button, which doesn't open the sheet view and brings me directly to plan set, where I can now create a PDF. A small detail about this PDF functionality: it always checks if the name or the PDF file already exists, and then it adds an additional number. So this first outprint was called print plan view data 1, second is 2, and so on and so on. And but you as well can always give it a individual name if you want, what I would recommend at the end. So again, PDF output, I think that's my last one. I think from now on you can imagine how this works at the end of the pipeline. Okay, what did we create so far? We have in the plan view 2 boundaries. Here, that's the first one. Oh, it's the second one, the window plot one. It's called window plot. And that is the first one that we created. If you look at the Project Explorer, you see this in a new node called DynaView Boundary Sets. And here it looks currently maybe a little bit overcomplicated, because there you have a DynaView boundary set, and in that a boundary. And again, for the window plot, this makes sense. I will prove this in a few minutes. This makes sense. Look, if I select here one of the boundaries, I can, they are selected in the graphics. This gives me a little bit better overview where this boundary is positioned, and the sheet view part, the paper space, the print out preview is handled on the plan set side. Here we've got on the one hand currently empty folder with drafting templates, but in that we've got the first auto-generated plan set. And in that, again, a little bit complicated, looks like a so-called sheet set, and below this a sheet. And these sheets can be opened in sheet view by double-clicking. Sheet view opens, and after the sheet view is open, I just have to click it, and then you can see all the sheets that you have created. Here the buttons work just the same. You can as well use this list. As I said, here we've got the printout option, and I think that's enough for now. Let's get to the next level, and the first big increase of productivity that I'm seeing, and where we have as well invested quite a lot of time, is to enhance the templates. Templates are can be either stored in the project template, so drafting templates can be stored in the project template, or they can be stored in a folder called drafting templates that can be opened here on the drafting ribbon, or you get into print plan view. That's nearly the only command I'm starting today. And here we've got a shortcut to the drafting templates. So this drafting templates is a folder that we with templates that we distribute while installing TBC. There is a lot of different format sizes of plans, not only plan view plans, as well profiles and cutting and cross-section plans. Regarding the new plot functionality, the drafting template called tutorial drafting template NZB with title, north arrow, and scale bar is the most sophisticated. So I put everything in this that is currently supported by plan view templates. And therefore I would recommend you to try this as well. And that's what we are going to do. I drag this VCL file into the graphic. It's imported automatically. And the drafting template shows up here under plan sets in the drafting template folder. That's the easiest way for this one. Let's have a short look by double clicking on it, how such a template looks like. Yeah, this one is a small bug that we have. The white area sometimes doesn't fit perfectly. Please ignore this. And so let's have a look at the data. We see some lines there. We've got a scale bar, some text, a bitmap here, a big placeholder for the map to be created. That's the workspace size that I'm using. Text, bitmaps, and so on. And here in the properties, you see as well additional definitions like the paper height, width, what is here called start boundary width and start boundary height is exactly the area of that placeholder. Then the dyna view offset is the position of it. I close this, and having imported this and having this under drafting templates, I now have a template here to choose. And maybe you have seen this. As I chose the template, the preview is adjusted automatically because the template contains an area for plotting a workspace size. Yeah, so this means here it's automatically set to custom. It's read out of the template, and normally I would not manipulate anything else once having used these templates. So using these templates. So I normally close this, and I have only to care about the scale. Let's use a special scale just to show something later, and we call it with template. The blank. So we skip arrange multiple plots until our next going through this project to this command. We locate it somewhere. Locate it here. Again, the rotation. Let's start with this rotation. No grid. View filter. And that's okay. Just plot. Oh, everything's fine. So now I go to create. And you see how this works out. We've got here the template now filled with the plan view data. You see here the scale bar. The scale bar is an object in TBC. You can select and manipulate by a lot of properties here. So let's, for example, here change to a scale text. So now we've got it displayed here. And as well, maybe change here the number of divisions, whatever. Yeah, so it's a very interactive object that you can position and just reflects the scale of the printed map. So another way to express the scale is using text. What we did here is we used so-called smart text. Smart texts contain of plain text on the one hand, and on the other hand of formulas. Here we've got a formula for the scale number, yeah, in it, and you can use these for this kind of scale format or for this kind of scale format. It works in different ways. Here, if you look at the sheet counter, we use another formula on the one hand for the current sheet number, and the second one is for the total count of the sheets in, yeah. And you could as well work with a lot of additional of these smart texts. So if you go here to the project settings, nearly everything that is on that's general information and the company information and the user information page can be displayed on a sheet by using these smart texts. So then we've got here a bitmap. That's nothing so special. Then we've got here the north arrow that has inclined a little bit if you look at it. And then in the big part here, we've got the dyna view. And the dyna view, just to give a definition, what it is more or less a window to the model, to the plan view. Most times the plan view. And this windows works automatically and then dynamically, therefore it's called dyna view. And I want to show you this while grabbing here that boundary that belongs to that sheet. If I do not know which boundary belongs to it, just a trick, I get here to the sheet. Which sheet am I? With template. That one. In the properties of the sheet here, I can click here at the top, and then I can jump to this referenced border boundary, and then it's selected, yeah, in the graphics. And I now want to reposition this. First, I hold Control, the Control key, take a and move the whole thing. And as you see, this dyna view automatically adjusts, which means I can, after creation of such a boundary, still manipulate it. I hold the Shift key, right click on it, and can rotate the boundary. Let's rotate it a little bit around here, and let's zoom in here a little bit and look what the north arrow does. Yeah, where are we? Yeah, let's go first to this. Yeah, and isn't it fantastic? The north arrow inclines. So that's, I think, something that one should always assume that the north arrow does, but it didn't always in the past. One fantastic thing of TBC, what I really appreciate is the undo function and everything around plotting. You can do this until the last saved state. That's a really great thing from my perspective. Yeah, let's get to this back. Yeah, last thing about this dyna view. Let's get maybe into this. I said that's dynamic. The view on the sheet view, the dyna view in the updates its graphic automatically from the graphic. That is in 99% of all cases true. In one case, it's not true is if I manipulate data directly in the plan view and have it open. That X sheet, yeah, that sheet that displays that area. So I will just show this to you. If I do this and manipulate this line, it's not automatically updated because it's loaded already in the graphics, and the reload should not happen all the time when I do here something. Therefore, in this 1% case, we've got here the refresh all functionality that reloads the data. This would as well happen if I closed the sheet view and reopened it, and even in printing, it refreshes automatically. Just to explain you a little bit what this refresh button is for. Then I again to undo, refresh here, and go ahead to the next. Last thing about this, what I wanted to teach you here about templates is here. What I've skipped all the time is the sheet set. Yeah, so I said always here there are the sheets, and if you browse here, you only browse between the sheets, as you see, but you can in the Project Explorer as well select the sheet sets, and they have a different appearance than the sheets. And what you see is, and what is true is, it's a 100% copy of the template. So if you use a template, it's copied from the drafting folder to the plan set that you are using, and it's renamed. That's all. And the sheet set, as I said, somehow governs the behavior of the sheet below it. Yeah, that's that part. Now let's increase our productivity a second time by doing multiple plots at once. I switch off the layer just plot where all the boundaries were created in the first time, and get back to print plan view. I still work with a template because templates are fantastic. I give it a name in an array, scale, whatever. And then I, for the first time, open this section, arrange multiple plots. And there I got two options, in an array or along a line. This will be our first case. This means I can define here an array. This was formerly called grid, but the grid is as well. Did I show you the grid? Is as well the grid on the map itself. I can define here an overlap in X and Y and locate the whole thing. Ah, yeah, my plan was to use here 750. That was it. Scale, place the whole thing, and then you see perfectly what you want to cover. I can rotate it if I want to move it a little bit more to this direction. And then look at the options. No grid. My filter, I create another plan set because I want to show you what plan sets are. This means I'm calling this in an array, maybe. You see here, it's just another folder here that was created here under plan sets. And I create a new layer. this. I do this. You can do this by typing the blank key you can type something, and at the bottom of that list you get the new layer entry, and I call this now array boundaries. Group it under the plotting group, and then I do here a check, which means do not print the boundaries of that. Do not print these boundaries. Do not print the layer. Do not print the boundaries. Therefore, I uncheck this area. Otherwise, if I would have checked this, the boundaries would appear on each other plots. Then I go and click on Create. And then the 4 plots are created automatically. You see always that the north arrow inclines. Yeah, we've got now the first reasonable usage of the sheet counter. Then you can browse through all of these sheets. Let's have a look at my notes. Yeah, back to the DynaView boundary sets. Let's look how they behave here on the Project Explorer side. We've got here. Oh, I get a little bit nervous with all these arrays and thumbs up. Thank you very much. I have to hide them. Okay. Where am I? Okay, here we are in an array. Here it's the plan view, and you see that this is we have created a DynaView boundary set. We can switch or browse or click through the boundaries. There's an option as well. Select members to quickly see which boundaries belong to this DynaView boundary set. And we have created here in a new plan set that sheet set. And here we've got 4 sheets. Yeah, and again, you can either use the browse buttons or go here one by one and see how the sheets look like. Now a few secrets about DynaView boundary sets. Again, yeah, let's go up here. The DynaView boundary sets store the conditions or the properties when they were created. So here you see the properties, and I can change them afterwards, at least if I haven't manipulated them too much. Yeah. So if I want now to have 3 rows, it works. I could change the overlap. I could change the rotation. All of this works. Even the plot scale could be changed afterwards. But if I manipulate here something, what might happen is that here the plots do not automatically update. So I've got now here 6 of them, 6 boundaries, but only 4 sheets. And how could I solve this? I right click here on the sheet set, and then I say build sheets, and then the additional ones are added. But I do not want to have 2 additional ones at the bottom. Therefore, I click undo, get back to the original situation. And I want to have an additional one on the right-hand side, only 1. And just to mention it, you can as well delete some of them so that this works. Normally, sometimes you have to delete and the respective sheet afterwards as well. So sometimes it's good, yeah, with software. Then we have here add new boundary. And then in the middle of the current page, an additional boundary appears, and then you can, no, you can this. So I would always use hold the control key, then you can shift the whole thing. You can manipulate the shape afterwards, but I do not know if this is a real use case. If you see here, we added this fifth one. We have to rebuild it here, the sheets, and then we've got here that fifth sheet. So maybe you have seen this small red exclamation mark on the side of the sheet set. We have reduced, from my perspective, 80 to 90% of the cases that these appeared. Yeah, this exclamation mark says you need to rebuild the sheet set. There's something you changed something on the DynaView boundary set. You need to rebuild. The downside is if you have added any annotations or something on the sheet, they will be lost in this case if you rebuild this. Therefore, we have reduced the most cases where they appeared formally, and I think this is much more usable now than before. User friendly. Okay, and that was that. Let's get to the last multiple plot functionality. Switch off the array boundaries layer. Start print plan view. Always the same. Give it a name along a line. Scale. Now we make smaller ones. And here in the arrange multiple plots area, you can choose along a line. There you choose a line. Don't need an alignment or anything else. You just can click on the graphic, and if you click it, then you see that the software tries to arrange this as good as possible. Yeah, and however you like this or not, you can always afterwards manipulate the individual boundaries, move them, add additional ones, delete ones. Yeah, this always works. But that gives you a good starting point. Here you can enter additional start offset. So here is the line start somewhere, and the offset is negative away from the line, and on the line it's positive. Yeah. So, but if you do not want to enter here sheet units, there's a small trick. Go here, go to ground, and then you can enter 10 meters, for example. Then you as unit, and let's work with an overlap as well with 10 meters, and you see that it's all adjusted automatically, and you have got a good starting point from here. Grids, filter, new plan set. Let's create a new plan set. And I just want to prove to you that it can be named whatever. It's Westmore Drive here. And the same with the layer. New layer. Westmore Drive. Again, in the right group. So this keeps a little bit of order in the whole thing. Then go to create, and it automatically creates 9 of them. Click through them, go to print, and they will all be exported or if I go to select all be put in one PDF file. That's that. I have made a note here to show you again, because repetitive showing makes it easier to learn something, repetitive showing. Is how to come from, where are we here? Westmore Drive along a line. Yeah, that's let's say we are starting from the second sheet, and I want to know which boundary is the one that relates to that. I go here to that list, go to that, and in the plan view it's highlighted, and as well here we are on the Dynaview boundary set list. That's it. Last point today. What I will show in TBC Live is the creation of a detail plan. Mostly that's not really new, but we implemented it more a workflow. Yeah, so let's put it more in a workflow. Okay, we are in the sheet view. We look up sheet 3. So if you're unsure which sheet you want to put something on, yeah, so then you go here, display it. Okay, that's that boundary that I want to get to, and from here you can jump directly to the sheet. The sheet is highlighted on the Project Explorer. The highlighted sheet on the Project Explorer is always displayed on the sheet view. Here we are. And here I want to have a detailed plan of that area. Let's say this. Okay, therefore I have here a new button called Add Dynaview. It jumps into the already existing create Dynaview command. It brings the plan view to the front automatically. And then it asks you to choose a frame. Here we wrote frame on a plan view. That's not 100% true. I will have a slide for this later, but in most times that's right. And then I needed to have a frame, yeah, some reference frame, and the reference frame for Dynaview can be any closed line feature in TPC, closed polyline, closed line string, whatever, or a circle. And then we've got here the create circle functionality directly linked into this. I get to the center where I want to display. Click the center point, select the radius. Done. Close the create circle command, select this frame. Choose a scale. This is something I tested beforehand. What works? Choose a filter, and I prepared some additional data on another filter. So let's get to that filter. Filter are very powerful functionalities in TPC. If you don't use them already, maybe that's a good point to start them. And as I click here now in the location field, automatically the sheet view is brought into the front, and you can locate your view. Always press OK here. So this is maybe something one needs to remind. Then you got your Dynaview, your details displayed here. On the side, you see that there are additional texts. These texts have whiteouts. These whiteouts, is a small bug in this version, look on the sheet view still gray, but in reality and on the PDF and in the plot, they will be real whiteouts. This works. last thing I could do is add either here or there additional text, like see detail or something like this. You could, yeah, either on the sheet or on the plan, maybe rather on the sheet. And to see it here, as we learned in an open sheet, you need to click refresh once. That was it. It's not all, but I hope it's still convincing, and I'm looking forward for your feedback. I haven't shown everything and not explained everything in TBC about plan view plotting in this presentation. And now I want to, so all of this presentation is more or less a promotion to look deeper in to get started with this functionality and to look deeper in the tutorial, because 2 weeks ago we released a tutorial on that, and oh no, that's not the right. Oh, that's the right slide. What you can learn in addition to what I've shown today in the tutorial, yeah, and that's you can learn more about plan sets, sheet sets, dyna views. You can learn how to create your own template, how to upgrade an existing template, so a 2025.20 template for print plan view, because you need to tweak this a little bit. How to create an overview plot. Now we've created a detailed plot, but maybe you want to have an overview plot as well, and as well basics on profile and cross-section generation, and much, much more. How to get there. You get into the support tab, go to tutorials, and then scroll down until you find using cut and drafting features, expand this, working with drafting, that's it. Working with drafting, that's it. Working with drafting, that's it. Back to the slides. My slides are gone. No, my slides. Yeah. So something that we have implemented in this version as well in 2026.10, and which I now dare to show you because all of the other things worked, is a functionality how you get, for example, 3D views. This works with all views in TBC on a plan. Yeah, maybe that's not yet perfect, but I would try it. Is the copy paste functionality? Yeah, we have implemented here on the cut tab. We've got here a copy paste and paste special functionality as in most Windows applications. And copy does, on the one hand, copy vector data, which you can then paste in different TBC projects. But as well, as you press copy, all the time high resolution screenshot is made, as you see here. Takes a few seconds. And once you have done this, paste functionality is enabled. And if you paste on a sheet, this is a very simple sheet, then always the bitmap is preferred. So the bitmap is pasted. If you are unsure what to paste, you use paste special, yeah. But in this case, I can tell you just use paste. And then you can position it on any existing sheet and print it. And this not only works with 3D view, but as well with other views. The usage from my perspective on the sheet view would be the best one. So the use case is the best one, but we implemented this a little bit as a starting point for discussion. Yep. So please, if you got bad comments, bad resolution, we are uncontent with this functionality and all the other functionalities. Please feedback us somehow these informations that we can bring this functionality forward. We don't know all your workflows. You are the expert. I am the realization catalysator. Does this word exist in English? Okay. You can copy views and external screenshots into TBC. You can as well paste it into Word or something like this. And the last thing that I have only prepared here in a slide is I just want to show this. This is not already perfect as well, but it's an option. And I think it's barely unknown that you not only can use dyna views that reference to the plan view, but they can as well reference to cutting planes. And if you got line work on a cutting plane or projected surfaces or projected cut and fill maps as here, you can reference to a boundary or any other linear object on a closed linear object on a cutting plane, and then integrate this in your plot as well, if you want. So that's that Q&A, Albert.
Okay. Thanks, Marcus. I'll quickly run through a few of these. Darren Wagner, yes, all the power hours are recorded, and you should get a notification when the power hour has been posted onto the YouTube channel. If you don't see that notification, give it about 3 or 4 days. And if you go into the support tab, power hour icon, if you click there, you will see all the power hours that we have done from the past few years. So they are all available in our YouTube channel if you're looking for them. Then David Babukar, can we set a property in the option pane to point to our own drafting templates folder? So they have their own drafting templates folder. Is there a way to point TBC towards that instead of the default, or should they add that into their default folder? What is the option there, Marcus?
Currently, to my knowledge, there's no option to use this. I think that this is a requirement and not a question of how it works currently. Yeah.
Okay.
An enhancement request.
Yeah. Brom Jensen's asking about resources to modify according to customer needs, a lot of options, and they just want to know how they can modify drafting templates to suit customer needs. Is there some tutorials? Is there some info about how to make that a little bit easier, especially when it comes to profile views and plan overviews and cross sections, how to work with those big plan sets and how to modify them according to customer needs?
So we've got this brand new tutorial. I think this question was asked before we came to that point. But this covers as well as the most added functionality, mostly the plan view plotting. So there's a small secret that I would like to go in the next versions into profile enhancements. Yeah, but and as well improve the tutorials there, because the tutorials are very, very small.
Yeah. Okay, that's something we will take on board. Hernan asked about can you have two sheet view of different areas simultaneously? So not two sheet views of different areas, but you can have different dyna view boundaries and have, as Marcus showed, a very small scale and a very large scale in the same sheet view if you want to do that detailed plan view and that kind of thing. So hopefully that answers the question there for Hernan.
Yeah, I've
Yes.
got a few questions because we removed at a few versions ago this functionality that we can have several sheet views side by side
Mm-hmm.
to improve the synchronization. And I'm currently worrying if there's an option to get this back.
Okay. Thank you there. Can you use your own templates? Eric is asking, is it possible to have a template and you can incorporate it just by simply adding it to the drafting templates folder in TBC?
Yes.
Okay. So you should be able to do that. Katie has 3 ones. It seems like she is in discussion with you. Start offset in the plan view along a line. Please incorporate this into the plan profile plotting settings options as well. She is asking. So Marcus, there's a request for you. So we'll get that to Marcus. There's a long one. I'll send this off to you as well, Marcus. And then the whiteout option, she also has some requests in there. We'll send it off to you, Marcus, so you can check what Katie has to say. Can you adjust the resolution of the copy screenshot, or is it just the standard resolution you get?
I think we use 600 dpi, which from our standpoint is enough, but open for discussion.
Then Eric is asking, has the plan profile sheet creation be updated, simplified?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. There we go, Eric. So something we can definitely go into again. Do all TBC subscription levels have the new plotting features? Yes, Quan. All TBC subscription will have these. These plotting functions should be available to everyone. As far as I'm aware, unless you have a specific subscription in mind, but I'll just double check for you. But I think that should be available for everyone. What is the smart text code? What is the smart text code to dynamic link the north arrow to the Dynaview? Same for rotating the Dynaview? That's from Riley.
Rotating the Dynaview, this is something I do not understand. And there's no smart text, but there's a way how you need to create your template. And I think it's the best way to look into the tutorial. I can briefly explain this now, but I think the tutorial does this step by step, and look into that. There's a big chapter on North Arrow and so on.
Okay. Yeah. Good. That's what we have time for the moment. So any other questions and some more deep diving into this, Marcus and I will look through the printout of this and we'll get back to you guys. Next slide there quickly, Marcus, just for the resources before we get to the end of the time.
Resources again.
Again, thank you. There we go. As Marcus has mentioned, if you go to the support tab, you'll see there is the TBC Assistant. Please use that if you have any interesting questions or workflow related questions. This assistant does give you very good feedback, explaining steps, where to find stuff. We are working to enhance this consistently. So any feedback on that TB Assistant would be great. The Field Systems Help Portal, that's why I listed down the left here. Great resource to find anything related to TBC. There's a great layout of workflows. If you're looking for specific workflows, that does help a lot. The tutorials, as Marcus mentioned, you can find all them, especially the one that he updated now. And then next to that, you'll see the e-learning and the power hours. So if you're looking for any power hours, please click that and it will take you directly to the playlist in YouTube where you will find all that. We still have the software trial subscription up and running. So if you don't have all the functionality of certain modules in TBC, you can always use that for a trial to try it out. And then next slide quickly, Marcus.
One last sentence on resources. Because the print plan view functionality was a last minute release in 2026.10, we don't have help documented right now. So the tutorial is the Bible, and do not look for in the help file right now. We will do this better in the next release. Sorry for that.
Yeah, no problem. And then just if any of you still have perpetual licenses and would like to switch over, there is some very good discounts available at the moment. Even if you have an extended warranty on your current perpetual, there is really good discounts available to switch over to subscription. So if you want to take a quick snap of the QR code there, you can get in contact with your Trimble dealer and just discuss a little bit about what that means and the kind of discounts that you can get if you want to go over to the subscription option for TBC. With that, I think the last slide is just your contact information, Marcus. So as Marcus said, feedback is always welcome. We would like to hear your thoughts, ideas, requests. So Marcus is always open to getting feedback, and we'll definitely contact you if there's anything interesting on there. Marcus, thank you so much again. It was really great. Appreciate your time, and thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
go for it.
I'm very happy for your feedback because Intergeo is in 3 weeks' time, and maybe I will not be able to react in short term. Just for your information. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Marcus. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much for everyone that joined us today. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us. And thanks for all the questions. Thanks for answering the poll questions. We really appreciate that. Hope to see you for the next Power Hour, end of August, June, end of September. So please keep track of that. Always on the last Wednesday of the month, we'll bring you another Power Hour. Thanks, everyone. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, Marcus.